Perhaps I'll basically do a wrap-up video where I just go to the bottom of each dungeon because it's gonna be easier that way. Okay, well I guess that's probably, I don't know, I don't know where I cut this, but probably one thing we're just gonna have to do. So we've got the Buried Relic, which we can do the boss fight for. We've got the Silver Trench. We've got Mount Far Away. We've got Joyous Tower. Oh yes, also Wish Cave. And I don't know why it doesn't say anything about Northern Field, Lightning Field, Fiery Field. I'm guessing that... So, at some point you get Mew and Mewtwo. I don't know... I'm guessing that it's not Joyous Tower and Purity Forest. Though I could see Purity Forest being either Mew or Mewtwo, but I need to take a short intermission here. Sorry, I've got. All right. Hello. All right. Weather. What is the weather right now at 2:25? 81! It's 81. It's 81 in the middle of the fucking night. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Alright, we're just going. We're going not far away. Let's do this. Yeah, I don't know what to say besides, I don't know. Oh god, I have actual moves. Right, cool. I probably should have gotten something. Holy shit! Hello there, bud. Yeah, I don't know. I will say one thing I am curious about. I don't think I've mentioned, but my hope is that I will get for the Switch, I will get the Mario Party Jamboree, Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, and what else? Yeah, probably at the very least just those two games. I don't know, well, I don't know. We'll see. I have had some really good luck with some online games of Mario Party, Mario Party Superstars. So Mario Party Jamboree, like, I think actually I would really love for that to be like a staple thing. Not necessarily, it would be cool if, to have like a multiplayer. I don't know, I really want to convince my friends to get. I tried to be like, hey, Mario Party Superstars is a thing, it'd be really cool to get. And like, it would be a you know, it would be a thing that you could literally play, because my friend John he's got two roommates. Well, roommates and a girlfriend that he lives with. So the potentially perfect or terrible, you know, combination of people for Mario Party in person. But yeah, and obviously like he does have a Switch and he's got Switch Online. So like yeah, I think it would definitely be worth it. But I said the thing and he didn't respond back, and I was like, hey, you know, I'm just saying, like, it's coming out, but like maybe you should get Jamboree. And he also didn't say anything. That is a crazy time. I don't know. Like, I'm recording this. I'm recording this July 7th. Well, I don't know. I don't talk about politics. But like suffice to say that the political situation as of late has been kind of fucking insane. And it's just I don't know. It's a weird thing because there's always like hyper I don't know, like hyper exaggerated stuff where there's mountains being made out of molehills. And sometimes it's like, oh, this is the end of the world. This is actually going to be the end of the world, and then it doesn't turn out to be. Sometimes it does. Sometimes, but okay, I'm sorry. So sometimes it does. It's, you know, it's like this huge thing that actually ends up not being a thing at all, and then like, well, I don't want to say anything in particular, but like, or I don't want to point to anything in particular, but like, yeah, I mean, people are like, I don't know, legit scared for the future. Like, and it feels to me, at least, like it was, like it's genuine, like actual, oh my god, this actually is the end of the world type fear. Not just, oh, this is not my favorite celebrity to win the popularity contest. No, like actual genuine fear kind of deal. So I don't know. I was gonna say that, like, I don't know, my friend group, we, have a bad tendency of, like, underestimating how bad things are. I was with some friends, and right before, at the early part of March, right before my birthday, in March 2020, and was like, oh, this COVID thing, yeah, that's not gonna be a big deal. It's just this small virus, people have it, but people are getting treated, it'll be fine. And of course, that happened. Sorry. Ad for Deadpool 3. Just playing. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we also, like, I was with John, and it was like, oh yeah, so like, I don't know, Russia has been on the border of Ukraine, you know, whenever it was in 2022. It was like, oh yeah, I mean, it's been like, they've been at the border for weeks, nothing's happened yet, it's probably nothing's gonna happen, and then of course, stuff did happen, so I don't know. And this is why I shouldn't talk about politics, because we're cursed. I haven't talked to him in a while though, and I really need to. God, you know. Also, I don't know. I think that the seismic toss is fucking hilarious. I don't know where. I don't know if there's any like. I don't know if that's like just a quality of the dungeon that, or if it's. I don't know. It's interesting. It's fun. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's also crazy being like, I don't know. It's crazy being queer in a conservative town. I mean, really, I guess, I don't know. Guess I would say city, more or less. But, no, it is definitely a city. I don't know where the actual cutoff is, but it's a city. I don't know. There's like, I don't know. I need to go to a gay bar. I should go to a gay bar. But I need to get like an asexual shirt or an asexual jacket or some stuff. Actually, I think Vans. I think like every shoe manufacturer has like, they had like a thing that was like not explicitly Ace Pride, but it was purple, white, and black, or a sneaker that was white and black with like a purple accent. Obviously not gray, but you know, it's close enough. Close enough, and I think anybody who knows would be like, "Oh, that's an Ace sneaker. That's cool." But God, I don't know. It's just been a very lately thing of like, just like God, I need me an asexual who is my level of freaky. Just not even as for like a relationship, just like for like a serious committed relationship, just like to talk to. God. I don't know, I think actually like, I don't know, there's probably like some like serious undiagnosed social anxiety going on there, and is like what I would have to think. I'd like to, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like real like social anxiety or just like an actual like diagnosis, or just the quality of being socially anxious. If that makes sense. I don't know. Cause it's like, when I like first started doing like Mario Party Superstars like multiplayer things, and I'm like, you can't talk. There is no mic, so there's not that sort of awkwardness or anxiety. of actually talking to people. And I was nervous as shit at first. It was kind of awkward, but then like got into the game, actually started doing stuff, and you know, playing plays and Mario Party, and like, and you know, I can only, I don't know, I can only guess at how people actually reacted, right? But I, you know, at least at the very least have like sort of the emotional response that everybody has in their head, or at least I've conjured an image of it in my head. I don't know. It felt like it was a good time had by all. Well, okay, I mean maybe not always necessarily. Mario Party does have a tendency to like to fuck you over real bad. But yeah. And I don't know. It's also like a, you know, so like a lot of OCs I have are OCs that I've made for the sake of like, and like stories I've had, stories I write but don't really tell because they're not actually like available anywhere, and probably, yeah, I don't know, maybe they'll never be available. But it's more like, it's more just like to help me work through things of like, oh, I'm gonna make this character that's Rylu's girlfriend. I'm gonna make this character that's Rylu's boyfriend. You know. And, oh, I'm gonna have this character that is, like, maybe this sort of hyper-focused, quality that I feel like I need to work through, or something. Like, in the theory, and, like, you know, I can be like, yeah, no, I've never been attracted to... I've never been actually attracted in real life to a man, but I can work through... I can, you know, make the character and sort of, test the waters a little bit with, like, having, you know, inserting myself as Rylu. And, you know, being like, yeah, this is how I would feel about it. And it's like, yeah, I can pretty confidently say I'm panromantic. As a result of it, you know? And yeah. But I feel like there's also a thing with asexuality, egosexual, which is like being attracted to the fantasy, but not real life, and like, but not like being attracted in real life to a thing. And I mean, and obviously that doesn't necessarily just apply to, that can apply to a lot of things. Not just sexual or romantic attraction or aesthetic attraction, could also be, again, to a number of things. And like, but in terms of a romantic relationship, I'm like, I don't know. I've got an idea of what I would want in a relationship, but I've never dated anybody, so I only have a very slight idea of what I'd actually want or how that would actually work out, you know? And it just feels like, to get the very long-winded point back, that like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like that relationship is accessible at all, just because, like, I don't know, it, like, where the fuck am I gonna find anybody? And like, I could do stuff online, I guess, and probably if that does happen, that will be how it happens, but like, I don't know. Speaking of, like, I don't know if social anxiety really plays into it, but like, God, That is one thing that I think I'm going to really not. One thing that I'm not liking about Mystery Dungeon is that because of the length of the dungeons, like, maybe I should just accept that there are going to be hour-long episodes, or like 2 or 3 hour-long episodes, just because. Now, obviously, like, I can't keep up a commentary. I can't necessarily keep up commentary for that long. So speeding through or cutting, like, does make sense, but God, like, I don't know. I will say that, like, editing is a chore, but actually making the videos, even though, like, sometimes I need the motivation, I need to find the motivation to actually sit down and record. Sorry, I'm just realizing as I'm saying that, like, I am actually fucking sweating in the middle of the night with fans on, with my windows open. Why the fuck did anybody decide to live here? What the fuck? Oh my god. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Heat is always a thing. Heat is a little bit of a dick measuring competition. I feel. Or like, yeah. I don't know. I haven't been to Florida in a very long time. I haven't been to the South in a very long time. I'm not gonna say that the South is better or the South is worse in terms of heat, and it also really depends. Like, oh, Texas is worse or better or whatever, but like, what part of Texas? What part of California? Because like, California, are you talking Central Valley? Are you talking coast? Are you talking the North? NorCal? Are you talking like true like hick NorCal? Like, I don't know if I don't think anybody would describe it as hick NorCal. But like, you know what I mean. Like I'm complaining about heat, but the reality is that there is actually like if I drove like 2 hours into the mountains, I mean, not now in the middle of summer, but like, you know, like I could find snow very easily. And like and obviously like the coast is like way better in terms of heat, and the north I don't think is as bad, but you know, just because of elevation and everything. And like Central Valley is god fucking damn it. And the same thing with Texas. Like, I think I mentioned that, like, I had a friend who genuinely did not think that it snowed in California, and it's like, dude, there's these things called mountains. It was in elementary school, and I think I have mentioned before, but it's like, dude, you've got to be kidding me. Holy shit, I got an arm. 220 damage? A golem with an iron spike? Holy fuck. I also, oh dude, and I don't know, I'm talking way more than I should probably space this out more, but I don't know, it just reminds me, I saw a video of, I don't know, my mind works in mysterious ways. I saw a video randomly of like a pangolin, like tearing at like a concrete wall trying to get bugs. Just like tearing chunks off of a concrete wall. Probably one that was like pretty damaged already, not like, you know, not one that was like brand new, super structurally sound. So I see a pangolin tearing apart a concrete wall, though, right? And I'm like, you know, I know it would be an exotic pet. I wonder if I could have a penguin as an exotic pet. They're kind of cute. And the answer to that was no. I'm sure somewhere in the world, but they are at least one. What would it be? One species of pangolin is not extinct. I'm sorry, is endangered. So like, yeah. And also apparently they make terrible pets. Which, like, you know, I mean, I guess, like, if they literally tear apart concrete walls, then, yeah, I can imagine them being terrible pets. But also, they, like, eat bugs. And goddamn, I would appreciate that. Oh, but also, I'm sorry, I don't know if I mentioned, but yeah, editing is a chore, and actually recording these videos is very, maybe, I don't know, maybe therapeutic? Maybe, might be the word I use? I don't know. Like, I don't know, there's a lot in life that I've experienced at 25. And, you know, more to do, but, like, I don't know, I just had, like, an epiphany of just how much I enjoy what I do, even though I don't make any money off of it. Like, I don't know. Not to say that, like, oh, should you be a content creator? I mean, like, I don't know. I enjoy it, which is the main thing, and then trying to actually turn it into a career thing. Slow but steady, like, I think, like, is a difficult thing, and I wouldn't recommend it for anybody. Especially with the knowledge that, like, the best time to start was yesterday, that it literally will, and it, theoretically it could get easier in the future, but probably won't. You know. We gotta rescue them. Munch. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said in, like, a few videos ago, that, like, I was going through a rough patch, and literally, like, the best medicine was one of my Minecraft streams. So, like, my mood just got so much better at the end of that stream. I cannot explain in great enough detail. And I guess, like, I don't know. The thing, of course, is, like, probably, I don't know. Right now I'm in a state of, like, I wanted to, like, start doing commission work this year, and I still want to, but I've been very slow on that. But I kind of just, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted to do this year in 2024. A lot of stuff that I guess I really should need to do, and will have to do at some point here, but Um, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I did get a link tree, and I actually linked my Fur Affinity. So actually, yeah, if you, I don't have any commission, like, info, and I need to get that set out. I mean, like, I'm definitely going to... I did one art piece for somebody, and basically I did it as a request just to, like, test sort of waters. I don't know, it was an interesting experience. But... I don't know. It's an interesting balance where I'm not the fastest. I think I'm pretty good with sketches, actually. Like, I think I want to say that I'm above average in terms of my speed of doing, like, a paper and pencil sketch. But turning that into digital is where that process slows down a bit. And, like, it's a matter of, like... And I shouldn't waste time on, like, the details. I should figure those details out later. But, like... There's the balance of, like, how much would I charge, and how much do I think would be fair? How much, would people think is fair? / be willing to pay, and then how much, like, comparing it to minimum wage, which... I mean, if I'm honest, like... I think it's... I don't know, well, okay. It's not an objective thing, I guess. I don't know what the exact numbers are, is the thing, but, like, there is the objective truth that, like, minimum wage, like, has gone up with inflation, but it has not gone up it has not gone up in parallel with, like, the cost of living. Like, the cost of living, like, if minimum wage went up 2 times, whatever time metric you want to look at, the current state of it, if it had gone up 2 times, then the cost of living's gone up 4 times. So it was actually as if, so the minimum wage is basically like paying half as much, effectively, or something like that. Again, not actual numbers, and it's not quite so linear over time. So, like, you know, but yeah. How much money do I... Oh, okay, we got a good amount of money. I seriously hope I didn't, like... I seriously hope I deposited stuff. Would love to get a Typhlosion. Dude, sorry. I've got an ad for a local. I don't know if it's local. but like an alcohol store, a wine and liquor store. Oh my god. Dude, okay, so you know what? Actually, that's... And I think, like, I'll probably do the fast forward thing. Ugh. Oh, excuse me. I'll do the fast forward thing. At some point here. But, I don't know. For some reason... like a whole ass theme song for a local thing for some reason screams cyberpunk to me. I'm not quite sure where that's coming from the more I'm thinking about it. But dude, okay, so like again, I haven't like really talked to my friends. Like we played Overwatch. But like god, I don't know. I don't know. Playing Overwatch is like it has its moments and it's a thing and it's engaging, but it's not like the kind of engagement that I guess I really look for. I don't know. It just feels like everybody's in a room alone, I guess. And maybe it's just because it's online. Maybe it's I don't know. It really feels like, yes, technically we might be hanging out, but like also it doesn't feel like we're hanging out with a group of people. And I think there is a little bit of that social anxiety thing. And it's like, I don't know, it's a really, and it's definitely a thing though, because I was like, god damn it, I do not fucking care what we play, I don't care how it happens, but I just want to hang out with you. Was sort of my attitude. And I don't know. I looked, there, I don't know. There was one time where I saw that everybody was online, and I'm just like, God, I don't want to play Overwatch. I gotta be honest. And I don't know if it's anything in particular with Overwatch of how I'm playing. I main, and I literally do not play anybody besides Kiriko. Maybe a little bit as a joke, but also just I don't care about Overwatch. Like, I don't care about Overwatch except when I play with others, and like I just want to have a character who I know and can play well. Like I don't know. So, you know, it's one of the things also, I guess, right? That I don't know. It's always interesting with team games, where like how does or with hero based games, where like your character actually, like if you're doing like a co-op thing, how does your character balance with other characters, right? And like I think like Warframe, like there are frames that have synergy, but there are also frames that don't have synergy. And yeah, I mean, in Warframe, like the entire progression of the game is literally to try and get every frame, to get every weapon, and then stick with the ones you like. Stick with the ones you like for like post-game stuff, but yeah. How many apples we got? Oh, we got enough. Alright, everybody kick this Alakazam's ass for me while I eat an apple. Thank you, Flygon. Munch, munch. Oh god, everything. My entire... Oh man, sorry, I don't know. I also got some sores in my mouth and it's... Gosh darn... terrible. You know, actually, does remind me, I was I found this thing for red bean paste. Red bean paste is like red beans, azuki beans, or adzuki beans, blended up with sugar and usually used as a filling for like buns. It's sort of like the default mochi thing. And I tried making mochi. Mochi is a difficult thing. If you can do it, if you have the patience to learn or the time to learn. I just don't really have access to the dough or the materials to make the dough. But yeah, but I love mochi, and I love the red bean paste stuff. The red bean paste is not difficult to make, and I made, not mochi, but I did make, like, some buns. Do shabao, I think. Ooh, also, let's see what we got here. I don't know, I wonder if there is a way to... Oh. So I don't know if there's... I don't know if you can get a Lucario here, or if it's always... or if it can only be a Riolu. But yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, so I don't have red beans, I used black beans instead, and I don't think it makes that much of a difference. I would frankly, I'm not a bean expert, but I would reckon that you could probably at least try it with any kind of bean. But, and I would recommend just looking it up, like red bean paste, and then just substituting any beans. I'm sure there's probably some that would not be as great, but I just had some black beans, and I was just like, hey, let's do it, and I did it, and I really liked it. I mean, like, it wasn't, like, it was my first attempt, and it was like, there were things I could have done better, or there's, like, maybe some things I would change up. I don't know, it's weird, because it's like, it's sweet, but it's good. I like it, but it's kind of a weird thing of like, should it be sweet? Should it be not as sweet? Is the, cause like, it is sweet in terms of taste, but I wouldn't describe it as like, I don't think it's supposed to necessarily be a, like a dessert item. I think it is a sort of kind of any day item, but I wouldn't put it next to dinner. I wouldn't like put it as a side for dinner, unless I made it more savory, which I think you could totally do. The buns, I actually really am happy with how the buns turned out. I put too much water in them, so I had to like sort of adjust, and the dough was very uncooperative, but they actually turned out pretty well, and they're steamed buns, which I love the steamer. And I steamed those buns are were pretty good. I'm happy that I got the steamer, and I'm happy that I know how to do that now. Also, the bread was kind of plain. I don't know how much the baking soda was necessary, or baking powder. I think it was. I'm not sure. I think it was baking powder. But yeah, there's some stuff to try. Although I will say the only thing about the steamer is that I do not want to clean the damn thing. Oh god, sorry. I also, like, it being super fucking hot, also, I should say that, like, because somebody's gonna be like, oh, you're sweating it when it's, like, 81? I am in a second-story building, with... my room is second-story building. I've got my computer running, like, a lot. And I've got, and I'm over the garage. The un-air-conditioned garage. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. And actually, I don't know. I've been drinking a lot, and then, like, in addition to, like, soda and stuff, like, I've been drinking a lot of water, like, more water than usual, because, yeah, because I'm just like, I'm just thirsty, I need to drink something, and I'm like, if I went down, I was like, okay, I need to take a break in the recording here, and I literally, like, I went to get a soda, and I accidentally, like, I accidentally pulled, like, the entire, like, box, with it, and it fell on the ground, and when I lifted it back up, it, like, I'd taken one can out, and then there was one other can, and it was like, shit, and, like, I've drank way too much soda in, like, the past 2 days. I've been very bad at regulating myself here. Holy fuck. Yeah, so anyways, it's probably hotter in my house right now, than... I don't know, but regardless though, I am sweating right now. So, not so bad that, like, I have sweat in my eye, which is a thing that happens. Also, hey, remember when I said, remember when I said I was going to, cut, or was gonna speed stuff up? I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. My sister's crazy. She, like, is moving all over the place, like, she recently moved in out of state, and the last place she was in. She could have chosen anywhere to go, anywhere to live. Then she chose the place, and then she only was there for like 10 months, before moving. Which I guess, you know, is fine. It's whatever, it happens. But like, we have had her dog for like 2 months? Because like, somehow it's more convenient with all the traveling she's been doing just to leave her dog with us. And like, I don't know. I am, in particular, am terrible with dogs. And that is before the fact that like now, I don't know, she gets like defensive around my mom whenever I like pass by like the bedroom, or whenever like I have to ask my mom something or whatever, or go to talk to my mom. Her dog is just barks at me, and I'm like, what? Okay. And now she's, because my parents are away, for the weekend, and I'm the only human in the house, now she wants attention, so like, you know. I mean, she's otherwise a pretty good dog most of the time. So like, that really surprised me. But I've been making sure she is in good health and is doing good. I just basically don't really walk her because it's too hot to walk dogs. And the time that it would be maybe okay, I'm asleep for, so like, it's just like, I don't know, dude. Which I guess it's also really ironic because I'm kind of like, you know what, I kind of want a rabbit. Rabbits are very high energy, but I don't know. I've only heard things about rabbits, so I'm not 100% sure or anything, right? But I think like they need attention. They need basically special like you probably want to get you need to decorate your house in specific ways to accommodate for rabbits because they chew on stuff in the same way that cats claw on stuff, and like my mother might actually kill me if we got a bunny and then the bunny just started chewing on all the furniture and all the cords, and just like, what the fuck is wrong with the bunny? And it's like, this is just what they do. You can't just leave cords around. You just need to like accommodate for them, like. That's probably how that conversation would go. But also, like, I don't know. I can do cats. Cats are awesome. Like, I don't know. Every cat's an individual. In the same way every dog is an individual. So, like, you know, it's a maybe a little bit of a loaded topic, really, or loaded statement, right? But But yeah. Yeah, I do think though that so like the UI when like leveling up, like it's just so slow. It's a real problem with it. Oh god, sorry, the UI just made me want to talk about like Star Citizen. Not that Star Citizen has any particular UI problems, like actually if anything they've for the most part, I mean they're like if there's a problem with Star Citizen's UI, it's nothing new. And if there's anything new about the Star Citizen UI, it's that they've, I think, for the most part, made strides into fixing stuff more than failing to do so. Although, like, it's not like 100%, right? Actually, no, that is fair. There was Xenothreat, which I didn't do because, god damn it, CIG, stop doing events when the game can't handle it. And stop doing events when the game can't handle it and learn how to actually run an event without pissing people off. Oh, sorry, but yeah, like there was a one thing from Xenothreat that I had seen somebody mention. Apparently we have a Kabutops. Swap out Ninetales. Oh yeah, but the UI is really cluttered. When I was playing Xenothreat, and there's like a million ships flying around, well, not a million, actually genuinely like 50 friendly ships, and then enemy ships, and then NPC ally ships. Yeah, the UI is extremely clustered, and it is hard to read stuff at the... And I don't know how it is with the new UI, and in fact, yeah, actually, I think genuinely probably the new UI isn't necessarily bad for the ship stuff, but I'd have to look at both of them to compare. Like, I can't really remember that much of the... I can't remember the differences in that great of detail, but they definitely exist. Like, it is definitely two different UIs. But, yeah, I mean, it definitely did not get better. And, you know, there's also a thing probably to mention about, hey, there should actually be... They should probably try and, you know, like, not have, like, these sort of 50-person events where everybody's just crammed together. They should actually try and spread these things out across, like, a system instead of, like, I mean, like, server performance-wise, it was better for them to have those massive 50-player event sort of things, but it's... I don't know, it's a sandbox MMO that, like, and, like, if you can, like, maybe do something with, like, multiple different sort of areas or theaters of combat, and have like PvP people and then PvE people, and then have PvPvE people, like all in, you know, their own separate, all in their own separate areas, right? I don't know, I think to some degree I might still not be over the whole F7A or F7C Mark II, or the Mark II Hornet stuff. Like, the Mark II Hornet stuff made me like really just go like, what the fuck are you doing? And like, I don't know. I do want to do like a Star Citizen weekly, but I do not have the motivation to do it at all. Oh, and I guess because this is like some mega, I'm going to do the 60-floor dungeon and then talk the entire way through. Oh, sorry. Like, oh my god, the game is like totally chugging right now. And like, because of the speed of everything it going by, it just feels like it chugs along. And there's something that just sort of makes me cringe and just sort of feels painful about it. I don't know, like, it's not, I don't think, objectively, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it just kind of is for me. Like, I don't know if I really want, like, a super fast-paced experience for a game. I do actually really like Final Fantasy IX, as I'm listening to a Final Fantasy VIII song. I recently, I'm recording this technically Sunday, but I've just finished Final Fantasy IX, moving on to Deus Ex, and then I'm gonna do Final Fantasy 13, and then Deus Ex 2, or whatever it's called, and then Final Fantasy 13 too, and, you know, like, that's the plan. But yeah, I don't know. Final Fantasy IX was really interesting for a lot of reasons. Final Fantasy VII, the biggest problem with that, I think, is that the world just is really weird, strange, and feels empty. Where, like, is the world map supposed to represent the entire world, or, like, a region of the world? Because if that's supposed to be the entire world, that, like, you're telling me there's, like, one corporation that rules the world, and there's, like, 7 towns or something? Or, like, less than 20, like, locations in the world? I don't know, dude. It's just a matter of, like, scaling, and they did not do a very good job. I'm sorry, but, like, they didn't. Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy VIII did a little bit better in terms of world building, I think. But also, like, the story was very disjointed, and the core system, the junction system, was also, like, not intuitive, not super intuitive, but also it really allowed you to do kind of whatever. But in a sort of, like, really weird and sort of, like, it's all about stats, and it's not really about abilities, right? And it's sort of like, I don't know. There is, like, the sort of character building that you would sort of see from, like, a, hey, you can build characters however you want, sort of thing. Right? But, but it is not a class system. It is not remotely a class system. And Final Fantasy IX is the sort of Final Fantasy IV style where there are predefined characters with backstories who have, you know, like their classes baked into them, and it kind of usually combines two classes, or at the very least has some interesting sort of thing for them in that regard. Final Fantasy, I don't know. One problem that Final Fantasy seems to always have is like not giving enough character development. Like, I know that Zack Fair in Final Fantasy VII was actually like a really like last minute addition, and it was like, how the hell do we make Cloud's backstory work? It's like, oh, let's introduce Cloud Fair, and I'm sorry, let's introduce Zack Fair. Excuse me. I think Zack was always a thing, but then they like added the secret cutscene, the disc 3. If you go back to Shinra Manor in disc 3, and it was like basically the explanation of how. It was the explanation of how Cloud got to Midgar, and like sort of the thing that, you know, bridging the gap, and it's basically the explanation of how Zack, why Zack was such an important role, and then they obviously expanded on that for Crisis Core. Like that, that was a very quick character, sort of like expanding on the character, right? That's good. Like Freya, a main party member in Final Fantasy IX, like her whole story is basically wrapped up by like the opening of disc 2, right? Like, you know, she's a Burmesian Dragon Knight, and you know, like disc 1 ends with, you know, the invasion of Burmecia, and then like at the beginning of disc 2, you know, it's like you go to Clara and, you know, sort of close that whole loop with the Burmesians, and you basically never see the Burmesians again. And they serve no plot importance, and like Freya is a party member who says lines and is a person, but doesn't really, like, her character doesn't really evolve, you know? And fucking Fratley, oh my god. I love Fratley, but Fratley literally shows up, kills a few assholes, tells his girlfriend, hey, I have amnesia, I don't remember you, and then pieces out, and then only literally shows up at the end of the story, in the epilogue, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, but I think that, like, Final Fantasy IX, aside from, like, oh no, I'm sorry. Final Fantasy IX also has a problem with the side content, where, like, the story, the main game, if you're going through it and you're not trying to do any of the side stuff, absolutely fine. I think the pacing is fine, but, like, yeah, could be better in some regards, right? Like, Chocobo Hot and Cold, I will never like. I kind of like the concept of it, but I think it should be a grid-based thing. One of the things where, like, a grid-based system would be so much better. Oh my god. Because it's, like, an extremely... It is like combing the desert with a fine-tooth comb. Or with a fine-tooth pick. It's, like... It's terrible. It's terrible. Why is this a thing? Like, no, this should not be a thing. But it is. And it's just like, I'm fine with like the pacing of it, but it just doesn't feel good. Does Flygon have Earth power? Oh, cool. Oh, also, Final Fantasy VII, like, Sephiroth, between 7, 8, and 9, Sephiroth is easily the best antagonist. And, like, I don't even think Sephiroth is that great in terms of, like, developing him as a character. Like, there is some development, but, like, he doesn't have, like, I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of monologues, which isn't, like, necessarily a bad thing, but it's just, like, his sort of motivation and sort of the explanation of, like, they expanded in his story more of where, like, and I've seen, like, more critiques explaining his character and, like, but and maybe, I don't know. It's just a thing of, like, Sephiroth is this, like, soldier born, is like this soldier born from, like, it was like raised and born to be a super soldier, made to be a super soldier to, you know, exact the will of Shinra or whatever. And, like, when he learned the truth of that, when he learned, like, and when he learned that, he becomes the monster that he was made to be. Whereas, like, Cloud sort of being sort of, you know, swept up in that military-industrial complex sort of thing. You know, when Cloud does that, he tries and fights it and tries not to be the, you know, a monster. Whereas Sephiroth just embraces that sort of thing entirely. But, like, that only really came across to me in, like, critiques, right? And, like, I understand Kuja. Ultimecia, what the fuck? I don't even know, dude. The Final Fantasy VIII was, like, it had its moments. It had Moombas, which, never forget Moombas. Moombas, like, it was a genuine it's a genuine travesty that Moombas, like, basically never show up again. Like, that is actually an affront to good taste. But yeah, like, I understand Kuja, but, like, they explain Kuja so late into the game, and I frankly didn't even think Kuja was going to be the main antagonist. Like, I feel like until the part of the game where I until like disc 3. When you get to disc 3, or when you get to the end of disc 3, is kind of when is like a really good opportunity to grind. When you get the first airship, when you get the Hildegard 3, yeah. When you get that, and it's a really great time to do all the side optional content, the game just slows down immediately if you want to do the side content. And then it's like, then it's just like, what am I doing? And it's like, it's generally like, I want to play more of this, but just like, I don't know, the side stuff, Chocobo Hot and Cold is such garbage that it's just like, I don't want to do it, you know? It's just like, I don't know, I could have probably streamed Final Fantasy IX, like, more than 9 streams, if Chocobo Hot and Cold was actually enjoyable. That I will maintain. I literally gotta eat this raspberry just for the 2 food. I can tell you what though, this boss fight that is obviously coming up is going to be interesting. We get like some actual fucking food, jeez. I mean, like, it's a 60 floor dungeon, it's whatever. And you know how these things go. We're gonna get rollout, and we're gonna use rollout, and we're gonna finish the fight in like 1 or 2 turns. Even if I am starving, it's gonna be fine. Oh, I guess I can't use Earth Power. Because it's a Charizard. Damn. Alright, I think, yeah, it's 60 floors. Excellent! You have done well to come this far. You have overcome countless challenges. Fought through many dangerous situations. Finally ascended to the very peak of Mount Faraway. Truly, only the chosen have reached the summit. However, this is not the end. I am Ho-Oh, builder of rainbows across the sky. Only when you overcome me in battle, that is when this mountain is conquered. This is the final challenge. Here I come! Quack! Ooh, I've probably checked what that was. Can I actually... The hell was it? Rainbow light has started to shine down. Stored in bad status. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Surround orb. Yep, that's what I was hoping for. So how fast does the status effects go away? I would assume at the beginning of every turn. Or like they can actually be useful, but they're not going to be super useful. Yep, as expected, rollout is amazing in this game. Very cool, very nice. No, we will not give Ho-Oh a nickname. Rainbow Gummy seems fitting. Oh god, Aggron. Aggron's cool. I do think Aeron is very cute. It's kind of a shame that doesn't keep the cuteness, but whatever.